Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. Monday is what I've given to the poetry days. This is one of my favorite poems by Jalaluddin Rumi, translated by Coleman Barks, called Love Dogs. One night a man was crying, Allah, Allah. His lips grew sweet with the praising, until a cynic said, "So, I've heard you calling out, but have you ever gotten any response?" The man had no answer to that. He quit praying and fell into a confused sleep. He dreamed he saw Kidr, the guide of souls, in a thick green foliage. Why'd you stop praising? Because I never heard anything back. This longing you express is the return message. The grief you cry out from draws you toward union. Your pure sadness that wants help is the secret cup. Listen to the moan of a dog for its master. That whining is the connection. There are love dogs no one knows the names of. Give your life to be one of them. Wow. Never thought that my whining was the connection. Anyway, this is where we are today. So my question for elevating the conversation or ponging it back to me, and I'll share my version of it with you, or just to psychologically muse it in your own skull. How often do you tell your spouse, your family, your friends, your coworkers that you love them? Nice to be told, for sure, but lead by example. And is that why you're telling someone, I love you, and then you wait to hear them say, I love you? No. How often? I do something like that every day, and I hope that you do. Anyway, what does my teacher say? Anyone can make this journey. And he assures us that you can meet the challenge. You can maintain tenacity of purpose in trying times. And each one of us has the potential to overcome our disinclination to laxity. We all want to be lax. We all want to relax. We all want to back off. We don't have to do it. But you know what's good for the masters is good for us too. And then we can contribute the fruit of our inner work to the joy and the suffering of the puzzled human condition. So, how I work it is I try to learn as many skills as I can, first both in my own field and then in life itself. And then most important is I continue to manifest as an adult what I learned to love as a child. Think about that. Your kid was really tuned in. Can you find that playful, open being? Not the naive being that's taken advantage of, but the naive being that still sees the world as enchanted. And especially if I'm the one who has to enchant it, let it out. But you know, as in the story Iron John, when the prince lets the wild man out of the cage because he found the key in the mother's pillow, that's where Freud said it would be, he pricked his finger. There's always a wound when you try to let the wild, spontaneous energy out. They'd rather keep it in a cage. But if you don't let the wild energy out and don't get the self-inflicted wound by opening that cage up, then you'll find out, not like Larry David's Curb Your Enthusiasm. But that's how it is. They're going to try to curb your enthusiasm and shoot down that spontaneous being, that globe of radiance down to middle C instead of having the old keyboard available. And if that happens, then your whole life will be one, should I reveal or should I conceal? Can I develop trust in these choppy waters of life's inevitable challenges? But the knowledge that you give each other by revealing will give you fortitude to weather all the storms, whether they're political, marital, personal, intergenerational. So you share your chimes, share your injuries, share your emotional world. That's the most important thing. So fortunately, at one point in my life, I learned how to summarize everything in an inclusive overview that gave me a perspective that awakened me from the ontological sleep. So often, and I have to say this happened to me when I was younger, I was diverted to what I would call secular gain goals, making money, padding my IRA, following my pension instead of my passion, as I like to say. Narcotic comforts that just made me say, oh, give me my pint of Haagen-Dazs and my clicker and I don't care about anything else. And I didn't let any kind of ideology or religious fanaticism set in. But I found that there's a nucleus of consciousness itself, which the conceptual mind cannot register, and which, when you see it this way, all forms dance to a cosmic tune of synchronized relationships, everything hitched to everything else. So, give you a little piece from my affirmation masters. Do you understand how the law of attraction works? It's a search engine to draw to you the creative abilities that might be currently beyond your wildest dreams. But it begins with understanding how you feel, understanding your inner weather. Every emotion has a way of coming to closure, and just like you want to know the weather, if it's raining, you take an umbrella. If it's snowing, you wear galoshes. If it's cold, you put on a warm winter coat. So the way to do this is, first of all, learn to relax. Physical inertia favors mental passivity, and that renders the inner mind more open to suggestion. So please remember that your own subconscious mind is always listening like a sensitive recording tape. It takes you at your word, can't take a joke, has no sense of irony, hears everything you say as a command, as if you had a genie that said, your wish is my command, and uses its power to bring it about. So be careful what you tell yourself, because you may end up getting it. Keep your motivations pure.